Hey everyone, it's Will, Gamer Dad, with another video for you. So in this video, of course, we're going to take on the EX3 Trial of the Firestorm, which again is weak to fire. Now, if you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. I also do have a Patreon account for those who want to support me as well. So the only real restrictions for this fight is that you do have to finish within 15 turns. The first boss has no HP stopper, and so the whole point of the first turn setup is to do a first turn AF and just kind of set up all your buffs, debuffs, mental focus in the case of Garyu with the Infernos, and then obviously using things like Aisha's moves to help increase our damage, regen, and so on and so forth. Once everything is set up, your Inferno is going to blow everything out of the water. Your explosions already set up the mental focus, and so really we're moving on to stage 2. Now, just like the other EX stages, some of these waves can actually change zone, break zone, or something in between. And so you really do want to have either access to a Fire Zone Grasta, or in the case of Aisha, she's a perfect unit that's able to set Fire Zone with a move. Now, keep in mind that since, in my case, Garyu is a preemptive move set, you do have to kind of time it depending on what kind of team makeup is, and then plan accordingly. Since it is weak to fire, you can use any sort of fire units you'd like, whether or not you want to use things like Ultra Xion, Pizzica, so on and so forth. This stage has no restrictions on singing units, so you can sing to your heart's content, but clearly the damage is not a high requirement in terms of dealing damage. What you really have to watch out for is basically making sure your team can essentially, if they one-shot through multiple HP stoppers, each one doing a significant portion of damage, then you're not really taking a lot of damage. This one is a little bit annoying. Now, the Ogre Baron in the back has a 50% HP stopper, and you have to make sure you just kind of get everything set up here, because I actually died in my first attempt, only because if you don't clear the 2 minions, it can start doing multiple attacks that can cause pain, poison, and so on and so forth. Ogre Baron himself can do a double attack like that, which can apply pain or can apply poison to your team. Now, I have Ukwaji in the back there, and if you do have access to Ukwaji with the correct setup, which is things like increased heal effect, there is some gear or armor in Time Twisted Maze that increases heal or restore effect. You can also apply using Bullseye Ore and MP Consumption Ore, which is the Rose with Thorns Ore, that will help enhance its healing. And with that kind of setup, you can get Ukwaji essentially to heal your team for 100% HP every turn, in which case, at the end of every turn, as long as you haven't died, you're going to have full HP, which means you can take advantage of things like HP max damage and other sorts of setups. Now in this case, I don't even have a full team. I really only have the 3 units up front plus Ukwaji in the back. Good practice for the final stage, where in EX4 you only allowed 4 units. So, you can bring as many units as you want to take on this boss. I would highly recommend a wind type shield or type resistance shield, because if you don't mitigate with int down on the enemy or shielding, remember that Fire Zone does reduce wind attacks by 50%. Sylph can actually wreck you, and she does have RNG attacks that can actually apply sleep to your team. She actually has a kickback move as well. And so Moon Gear, or someone who can remove status Pizzica with her Oratorio, can probably take care of that. Notice that because the wind zone is active, I wasn't able to do enough damage with a blasted super inferno attack. So that is one downside about taking on this boss. You do have a turn limit to clear this. However, I mean, you're not really going to get there unless you're doing stall techniques. I mean, Aldo got kicked to the back, and we still more than enough time to clear the boss. At this point, all it is to do one last shot. We weren't really in any danger of dying, although, like I said, having Ukwaji in the back healing every turn is pretty unfair. And don't forget that if you need extra healing, Aisha has a regen move to help you along the way as well. So you'll have 15 turns to clear. Of course, you can challenge yourself with low turn clears or low unit clears, or a combination of both. This video is really just an example of kind of what to face and what kind of hardships or potential challenges you have along the way. There are definitely better clears out there, but at least you can see kind of what the boss does and the different waves, and see if you can at least survive. And here's the loadout, very similar to all the other stages so far. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.